A very roaring Tuesday for trading in treasuries. That's the story yesterday from FMDQ. Exchange placed more than 200 billion naira worth of short-dated treasuries were traded. A very interesting day. On the flip side of that, you had the bond market also piping hot on the day. The equities took a bit of a bite in the dust. But let's bring in FX into the conversation. Let's talk to Ajibola Aero Phillips, who's the head of FX trading at FBN Quest Merchant Bank, live to us from the exchange place in FMDQ exchange place in downtown Lagos. Thank you very much, Ajibola. It's good to have you. Good morning.
Good morning, boss, and good to be here.
Great. I'm interested in the FX playbook in the current market week. How did the debiting go on Monday and Tuesday from the central bank as far as this week's weekly FX interventions is concerned?
Okay, for the FX market, yesterday total trading turnover in the high and E market, which is by far the biggest market segment in the FX market space, was about $112 million. Market traded between 358.5 and 361.5 thereabout. Rates have inched slightly higher. We were at 360 levels for a very long time, but rates have hitched up slightly higher to about 360.5. But I mean, there's been a resistant level at 361. No trades have been done at the interbank level, at least so far, at above 361. Before last week, there was a bit of tightness, but again, that has improved with all of the things going on in the fixed income, and that has improved slightly this week. We've seen, well, not just this week, even last week, because total trading turnover for the whole of last week, even though it was for a very short period, just 4 days, we had about $900 million. So there's been a bit of liquidity that has come back into the market. This has been, largely driven by FPIs, as well as there's been a lot of inflows from local non-bank corporate as well. For the rest of the week, we expect that the same will continue. We expect that rate will still trend below, between 360 and 360.5 for interbank trades. For CBN, there's the retail intervention that was done last week Friday. The result of that should come out this Friday. CBN usually sells about $300 million on the average for that one. Then there's the wholesale intervention. We expect that the result of that either comes out today because it's a public holiday tomorrow. So we expect that the result of that would come out today. Most likely, CBN will be selling about $100 million. All of that would help provide the much needed liquidity in the FX market space.
In terms of exchange rates, Jibola, what's your outlook here moving forward as we begin to see Naira try to stay within the band, or technically the band that the central bank is trying to defend the Naira, as it were?
For the R&E market, I expect that this would continue. I don't think anything would spike it up. Although some interesting news from the global market, especially in the US, as we look towards our market, there's been some suggestion that there might be a rate cut. Would that lead to a flurry of inflows to emerging markets? I mean, that remains to be seen. If that happens, then we might be seeing some inflows down our way in the Nigerian market, and that would lead to some appreciation. But I mean, that's not right away. For the immediate, I expect that the rates will still hover around this level, 360 to 360.5, thereabouts in the I&E market space.
So in terms of treasuries, Ajibola, this was quite massive, 240 billion via the FMDQ yesterday's nearly 500 transactions. Where is this appetite coming from, really?
For the T-bills, it looks like there was a bit of correction because yields had jumped far above the OMO rate out, which was about 12.48. So it looks like yesterday there was a bit of correction, a lot of sell-off in the market to try and readjust. Remember, for a very long time, because the CBN had not issued OMO, yields had dropped to 11%, and then as soon as CBN started issuing the OMO, there was a bit of profit taking, and then people were, going back or reinvesting into the higher yield. So that's really where the chunk of the flows was coming from.
Very interesting. So just one word. We'll not be able to catch up with you until next week. So all the holidays will be over by Monday, by this weekend. So what's your take as we go on full-blown market and business week after the June 12 holidays, and we're not getting any holiday until the schools close for the kids, and you and I won't benefit from those school holidays. school holidays. So that's for our kids. So what's your take?
For the FX, I expect that we return back to trading the turnover about 1 billion thereabout, because market has been really, really, really stable. We need to keep an eye on what's happening in the fixed income market. As long as CBN continues to issue the home around these levels, that might, continue to spike interest from FPIs, especially. So we expect that there won't be, except something untoward happens or some major news happens, like we're expecting for the rate cut. If that happens, then it'll be interesting to see what would happen in the FX market space for Nigeria, especially.
Okay, let's catch up some days from now. Thank you so much, Ajibola Aero Phillips, the head of FX trading at FBN Quest Merchant Bank, live to us from FMDQ Exchange Place. Do have a great day. So, two stories coming through this morning. Owando has responded to yesterday's notice of suspension of his today's annual general meeting to consider 2018 financial statement. Owando says the suspension letter sent to the company by the SEC will cost the oil company significant shareholder funds loss of that because of all the arrangements and, of course, all the travels that various shareholders have made to be in Lagos for the 2018 annual shareholders meeting. However, the oil firm said to continue to engage with everyone in the case and try to have a resolution, but that the cancellation by the SEC will result in significant loss to the company. Yesterday, the SEC says the annual general meeting of Owando should be has been suspended until further notice because of the suit brought against the regulator by the energy trading company, in which the oil firm secured a status quo ante against the SEC from moving in with all those directives and penalties and sanctions which were contained in a 5-page document sent to Owando about a week ago. That's the latest on that. Meantime, Nigeria's only E&P, the exploration and production company, listed in Lagos and in London, Seplat Petroleum, is holding a capital markets forum at the London Stock Exchange on June the 28th. That's the notice from the oil and gas company saying, I beg your pardon, Wednesday, June the 26th. Wednesday, June the 26th, Seplat is hosting the market at the London Stock Exchange to focus on its greenfield gas and condensate development project in Nigeria. We'll talk more about this tomorrow. And everyone, stand by. It's a Democracy Day. It's going to be a public holiday here in Nigeria. Have a great day, everyone. Enjoy your holiday tomorrow. It's going to be business as usual here on Channels Television, Nigeria's news leader. Have a great day. See you.